A top WWE star is leaving WWE. We got all the details on that. Also, a Bellator fighter may have or is potentially signing with WWE. Also, we have some more news on the Bryan Danielson injury thing that happened during Rampage. So if you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button, do all that good stuff. But for now, we got to talk about wrestling. Let's kick things off with Valerie Loureda. You guys may have seen her on camera at WWE NXT 2.0 this past week. Also, you may have noticed about a month or so ago, I made a video detailing that she was trying out with the WWE. Now, there is no official confirmation as to whether or not Valerie Loureda has actually signed with the company, but there is a lot of belief that she may actually be joining WWE, which wouldn't really be shocking. I think anybody who watches MMA or boxing or pro wrestling, we're starting to see a lot more MMA fighters or professional fighters, combat sports fighters join pro wrestling. Obviously, we saw it happen most recently with AEW and Paige Van Zandt. Obviously, we saw it with Ronda Rousey. This is not an uncommon thing. Colby Covington and others have been rumored to make the jump. Jorge Masvidal was in the AEW. So the idea that an MMA fighter going into WWE or AEW should not be shocking whatsoever. Valerie Loureda also posted a photo on Twitter, a couple photos actually. She posted a photo on Twitter of her training at the Performance Center, and then also there was a photo with her around with Nikita Lyons from NXT. Also, she is playing very heavy into the rumors because WWE tweeted out, "Who do you want to see challenge Ronda Rousey?" And she wants to accept that challenge as well. So don't know if this is a long-term thing or what it might be. I don't know how good she is at professional wrestling, but I assume that a lot of people will enjoy this. And as I mentioned with Paige Van Zandt going to AEW, just the idea of people that can cross over, it's a good idea. If MMA fighters can go into WWE, I imagine it's going to be good, just as I think it would be good for AEW. Also, one important factor to mention, Valerie Loureda has a very large following on social media as well, just under 200,000 followers just on Twitter. So just to kind of give you a perspective, it's a good crossover, I believe. So we'll see what happens there. I think it's going to be a good thing, just as I said with AEW as well. I want more of this in professional wrestling, and hopefully we can see what she's good at and what she's not good at, and then kind of go from there. But with WWE and the Performance Center and the way that they do things, I imagine that this will be a good idea. All right, guys, you may have seen the stuff about Bryan Danielson and AEW Rampage, and nobody knows exactly what is happening here. It's like a 50-50 response, but basically at the AEW Rampage tapings, it appeared that Bryan Danielson got his leg stuck between the ramp and the ring, and he was down for 10 minutes in glorified pain. I mean, there were so many things being said about this, a lot of fans capturing it on video. It looks like he was trying to sell an injury. Now, here's the thing. There is a 50-50 belief. Some people believe this is legitimate. Some people believe that this is just Bryan Danielson messing around. I don't know how this injury happened. I don't know if it was actually being taped for AEW Rampage. I don't know if they're making a big deal out of that. So we will obviously find out when Rampage goes on the air on Friday. But the reason why I'm bringing this up too is because they are planning a match between Blackpool Combat Club and Jericho Appreciation Society. And I have a very strong feeling that this is going to become a feud that is bigger than just one match. And obviously, I think a lot of people were expecting William Regal to say blood and guts, but it appears that's not the initial plan. So I believe what could actually be happening here is that Bryan Danielson could be injured to help kind of give them their first loss, if that makes sense. Obviously, for those who don't know, Wheeler Yuta is going to be gone from Double or Nothing. I already talked about this on video. He hasn't been on Dynamite because of the Best of the Super Juniors, so he's got a very busy schedule. He's not going to be there at Double or Nothing. My belief is that they are playing this injury into being a factor as to why they lose at Double or Nothing when they have this match against JAS. Now, with that being said, I think it's inevitable. They're going to have another match that will probably go on to Dynamite, and then I think the third match will then be Blood and Guts, which would make sense. A healthy Bryan Danielson, Wheeler Yuta, Blackpool Combat Club, everybody united together. That way they can get their win back. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this goes. That's kind of my belief. I think it's a pretty legit response to it. But if Bryan Danielson is legitimately injured, hopefully he gets better soon. But I am one of the people that believe that this is not legitimate, and we'll see what happens. I think that's the best part about wrestling. You never know exactly what is real or what is being worked, and I think that creates some intrigue. I've also been very high on the Blackpool Combat Club, so I am incredibly excited about that. All right, guys, now it brings us to our final topic of today's video, and this is some breaking news that we just received. Stephanie McMahon is reportedly taking a break from WWE. Now, I think a lot of people on social media are definitely overthinking this. I'm actually going to bring up the tweet so you guys can see it, but a lot of people are overthinking this, in my opinion. And, you know, truth be told, I think in a situation like this, when something like that happens, I think it's important for people to understand that, like, Stephanie works like a crazy schedule with WWE. So this makes a lot of sense. Let's pull up the tweet. We're going to pull it up right here. So Stephanie McMahon tweeted, "As of tomorrow, I am taking a leave of absence from the majority of my responsibilities at WWE. WWE is a lifelong legacy for me, and I look forward to returning to the company that I love after taking this time to focus on my family." Now, a lot of people are talking about this. A lot of people think that this might be Stephanie McMahon actually leaving the company. You know, there's a lot of people that have their conspiracies with Triple H and Shane and Stephanie, and is the company selling? Is this happening? What is happening? That type of thing. You have to take her word for it, one. Also, two, Stephanie McMahon has a major role outside of WWE as well. You guys may have noticed at one point in very recent history, I made that video as well about Stephanie McMahon joining the board of directors for the FaZe Clan, which is big news in its own. I don't know what this means. I don't know if Stephanie's actually going to be gone, but I'm going to take her word for it, and I'm going to believe that she will come back. And just like any other job, you know, you guys should take, you know, vacations and stuff like that. I think I've mentioned this before, but at my last job, you know, you work at a company for 8 years or whatever it may be, and you're working every single day, 6 days a week, maybe even 7 sometimes. You're working constantly. You deserve a break. So to me, a leave of absence is not necessarily anything to worry about. However, it is going to be very interesting to see what the social media response is. So far, there's a lot of people who believe that this is all about the McMahons phasing out before the company sells, and I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but it is the WWE. You never know. By the way, there was that response from Johnny Gargano. "You are the best, Steph. Enjoy the time with your family." I don't know why people believe Johnny Gargano would like not be positive towards WWE. He didn't leave WWE on bad terms. I found that to be extremely funny. But nonetheless, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Stephanie McMahon's gone, temporarily at least. What do you guys think? Let me know.